Today marks 1663rd day of day lessons, day reflections. And today we want to ponder on maybe painful idea or thought or perspective that when you're pursuing wisdom, when you're becoming wiser, that will bring some pain. Of course, I will not speak about all the good things that wisdom could bring, but we need to understand that when you pursue wisdom, when you pursue that understanding, truth, there will come some pains with it. Because if you expect that everything will pursuing something good, everything what will come will be just good. When something bad comes out of it, then we will be devastated. But when we know that, okay, like when we pursue this goodness, I pursue wisdom and I pursue truth and understanding, something something that might be that I don't like will come with it as well. So 7 things that might come and will come if you pursue wisdom. Number one, wisdom might isolate you. Now, of course, that isolation will not be permanent because when you actually are wise, most likely will find community that are as wise as you are. But it's interesting thing, wisdom doesn't make you better. The one thing is just makes you prioritize things differently, and that's just a huge difference. So wisdom doesn't make you better, but you prioritize things differently. Because you prioritize the things differently, now you feel isolated because you will love to spend time on different things than other things. That maybe the people that you used to like spending time with, now they want to spend time on the things that you do not want to spend time on anymore. And of course that creates isolation. And because of that could be painful. It's like old version of me had belonging, new version of me that is wise, that has truth and understanding, that has different priorities, doesn't connect with the group. I don't belong. And that's why I said that people who really pursue wisdom, pursue success and direction, a lot of times they end up in being in the limbo. That means that they don't belong to the old group and don't belong to the new group yet, because maybe even they building that new version of themselves. And because they're building that version of self, they do not belong to any group yet. And that could be lonely period of time. Number two, you realize almost nobody is fully honest, including you. And that wisdom really allows you to really go through all the fantasies, all the illusions that people have. And a lot of times people do not rational things. Sometimes we make mistakes, and I think knowing that sometimes we can really catch ourselves sooner and faster. And sometimes even when you are aware of your own manipulation, so your own cowardice, your own ego, and sometimes being aware of nasty things of yourself could be painful. Because sometimes if you're not aware, that's totally fine. Number three is awareness increases suffering before it increases peace. It's an interesting thing because sometimes when we are ignorant, we don't know things. Even our nervous system is could be in a stage of stability and peace. But wisdom really removes those, again, as I mentioned, illusions, fantasies, and we really see raw who we truly are, raw what reality is, what environment that you live in. Because sometimes we live in an environment, in a terrible environment, but we are putting some pink glasses, or we are a little bit delusional, and we do not see what is reality. We see what we would love to see. And it's a massive. I'm guilty of that as well. That's why I know that it's totally true that we potentially could live in an environment that is terrible for you, but because you will love to see differently, you do not accept reality. And wisdom goes through it, and now you need to accept that the things that you have believed what is true, it was not true all along. Number four is you lose certainty, and that's a part of pain, because you always were seeking certainty. You always want to be certain that this is exactly what I need to do. This is who I am, and wisdom creates more uncertainty. Because interesting thing, because the more wisdom I gather, the more I understand that life is not black and white, it's always in the middle. There's so many more complex things that you have never thought about it. And that creates uncertainty. But it's interesting thing because wisdom creates clarity and resourcefulness. And that's the most important part, and willingness. And those are the most important parts, being able to be willing, resourceful, and when things come up that you uncertain about, you keep pursuing things because you have willingness to do the right thing and have an understanding what is the right thing. And you have resourcefulness to find ways, to find resources, find things necessary to be done. But again, that losing certainty could be painful. Number five, growth makes many relationships expire. I already mentioned that, but I wanted to really emphasize on that because a lot of times relations could stay in that relationship state because both of those people are live in unconsciousness. Both of them living a life in sleeping. Both of them living a life on defaults. Both of them live a life on surface level conversations. But finally, when one person is waking up and they start looking, okay, who am I? And start asking questions that really puts them in a position to really maybe even remove all the things that they used to do now to go deeper. And some people will not want to go deeper with you. They want not want to really go and really find things inside because some things inside are terrible. And some people want to put a lot of things and suppress even more so they don't see it what is inside. When you finally look for it, again, there will be moments when some people will not want to have conversation that you want to have. But it's totally fine. Again, this is a priority. This is again, this is not better or worse. This is what are the priorities, where you want to allocate your time, your resources, your energy. That some relations will expire because of that. Number six, no amount of wisdom removes pain. It's interesting that this one that sometimes we believe that with more wisdom things will be better. Most likely not. Like wisdom will allow us to really be more grateful, and of course that will allow us to really take more advantage of that pain, to use that pain for our own benefit. Wisdom, that's what it does. It's just able to really grab every pain and use that as fuel for the future. Because if you're not wise, you will waste opportunity to get better. You will waste opportunity to develop your character. But if you're wise, you will use every single opportunity, every single adversary, every single pain and suffering you will use for your own benefit. But both of them will experience pain. The only thing is that the wise person will use it, and the not wise person will hide it as a mistake. And the last one, number seven, is that the wisest people often appear less impressive externally. Because a wise person who is developed understanding who they truly are, they don't need to prove anything anymore. They don't need to prove anything to anybody. And that's something they live much, much more quiet life. And when you look into a person and he doesn't do anything externally very impressive, but sometimes you don't know what is about that person, but they have some kind of aura that they know exactly they're an extremely strong person. They don't have anything externally to prove it, but you know that internally they are extremely wise because, again, priorities. They prioritize to develop their inner things. It might be that they even have extraordinary success externally, but they will not focus or not emphasize on external successes. They emphasize on internal successes. And that's a massive difference. So I hope that you reflect as well. And even though today I was speaking about the pains of wisdom, And maybe that's a great thing now to consider tomorrow. Speak about the benefits or the most beautiful things about pursuing wisdom. Because what I found is that even though that pursuing wisdom doesn't create some this maybe immediate results, but at the same time, in the long run, it brings peace. It brings peace, and I think that sometimes that's that's one of the most important things in life: peace. Being able to really pursue the vision that you have for yourself, the vision and direction and calling, and have peace within you, no matter what storm is coming at you. I think that's one of the most beautiful things. And wisdom is one of the things that really allows to really keep that peace in our life. And that's why I think this is extremely, extremely important to pursue wisdom, no matter the pain that will come with it. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.